Nazis vanished without a trace. But all of their defeat in 45, they all came out of the woodwork on the day the Nazi died. They say the prisoner of Spandau was a symbol of defeat, whilst Hess remained in prison and the fascists they would beat. So the promise of an Aryan world would never materialize. So why did they all come out of the woodwork on the day the Nazi died? The world is riddled with maggots, the maggots are getting fat. They're making a tasty meal of all the bosses and bureaucrats. They're taking over the boardrooms and they're fat and full of pride. And they all came out of the woodwork on the day the Nazi died. So if you meet with these historians, I'll tell you what to say. Tell them that the Nazis never really went away. They're out there burning houses down and peddling racist lies. And we'll never rest again until every Nazi dies.
Woke up one morning and there were soldiers. Oh, bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. Woke up one morning and there were soldiers. The invasion had begun. Lend me your shoulder, we'll stand together. Oh, bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. Lend me your shoulder, we'll stand together. But I feel my time has come, and if I die here for the resistance, oh bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. And if I die here for the resistance, you must lay me in my grave among the flowers upon the mountain. Oh bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. Among the flowers upon the mountain, let me rest among the brave. Someday the people will pick the flowers. Oh bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. Someday the people will pick the flowers, and they will remember my name. This is the flower of the resistance. Oh bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. This is the flower of the resistance, and those who died for liberty. This is the flower of the resistance. Oh bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. This is the flower of the resistance, and those who died for liberty. This is the flower of our resistance, and those who died for liberty.
Come all of you good workers, good news to you I'll tell, of how the good old Union has come in here to dwell.
Which side are you on? Which side are you on?
My daddy was a miner and I'm a miner's son, and I'll stick with the Union till every battle's won.
Which side are you on? Which side are you on?
They say in Harlan County there are no neutrals there. You'll either be a Union man or a thug for J.H. Blair.
Which side are you on? Which side are you on?
Oh, workers, can you stand it? Oh, tell me how you can. Will you be a lousy scab or will you be a man?
Which side are you on? Which side are you on?
Don't scab for the bosses, don't listen to their lies. Us poor folks haven't got a chance unless we organize.
Which side are you on? Which side are you on? Which side are you on? Which side are you on?
Street where the lion runs do beat, and the lovely English people walked all over us. And every single night when they'd out, come home tight, he'd invite the neighbours out with this chorus. Come out, you black and tans, come out and fight me like a man. Show your wife how you won medals down in flat. If you're 16-pounder gun, and you've ridden all, if you're 16-pounder gun, and you've ridden all the natives to the marrow. Come out, you black and tans, come out and fight me like a man. Show your wife how you won medals down in Flanders. Tell her how the IRA made you run like Galloway from the green and lovely lakes of Custard. Come let us hear you tell how you stand the brave Parnell and taught them well and truly persecuted. Where are the stares and jeers that you proudly let us hear when our heroes of 16 were executed? Come out, you black and tans, come out and fight me like a man. Show your wife how you won medals down in Flanders. Tell her how the IRA made you run like Galloway from the green and lovely lakes of Custard.
Ding dong, the witch is dead. Witch all with the wicked witch. Ding dong, the wicked witch is dead. Ding dong, the witch is dead. Witch all with the wicked witch. Ding dong, the wicked witch is dead.
Oh, come out, you pretty sons, come out and fight without your guns. Show your wife how you won medals up in Derry. You murdered 16 men and you'll do the same again. So get out of here and take your bloody army. Come out, you black and tans, come out and fight me like a man. Show your
Hello there, stream. How are we all? Oh, hang on a minute. There you go. I always slightly knock the camera out of place by turning the light on because the switch is attached to the same pole that the thing is on. Anyway, hello everyone. How are we all? I am alive. I'm tender, chap. You'll know that I lost a close friend of mine on Sunday. So that's going to take some getting over. Still haven't even that they had the funeral or whatever, right? It is what it is. But it's difficult. Had a difficult experience on Monday as well, going to the football because he was a football fan and a Birmingham City fan to be specific. So that was a thing. And then today I had another one. I went this evening. I did some activism chat. Oh yeah, I went to a meeting. Which I'll get into in a second. And had he been with us, he'd have definitely been there as well. So that was emotional. Although thankfully I didn't cry my eyes out in public like I did at the football. So, yarr. Your party meeting? No, because this has got a point to it. Anyway. Kev is now a member of your party. Kev is not a member of your party and shall not be so. Anyway, so, chat. My dead friend, John Moore, I met him at a place called Druids Heath. That is a place that will not necessarily mean anything to any of you, and that's fine. Druids Heath is the name of an outer ring council estate in southern Birmingham. The reason it's called Druids Heath is when they built it, they named a lot of the roads after places from Salisbury Plain around the kind of Stonehenge area. There's literally a place called Stonehenge Drive, for instance, and all of that. So there's loads of those sort of place names. It's a kind of theme they went with, you know, when they built it after the war in the 1960s to deal with the massive boom in population. after the war. The old baby boomers and all of that jazz. Anyway, Druids Heath is the area I grew up in. We moved there when I was 3 years of age in 1990. And I lived all of my childhood basically there. I then went away to uni for 3 years and then came back and lived another few years here and then moved away. Not that far, I mean literally like it's still a reasonable walking distance, albeit quite hilly. Anyway, yes, so I met John there through politics. And we bonded over politics and sport. Again, with the second Ashes test starting later on. That's another difficult one because we were both into the cricket as well. So, yeah, that's you know, it's a thing. Anyway, what they're looking to do, the local council, is essentially destroy Druids Heath. I should also say my personal insight is not just that I lived there as well and that I have great emotional attachment to it, but my mum still lives there. She still lives in the house that we grew up in, and she doesn't want to move, and the council are trying to force everybody to move because they want to destroy that area and regenerate. They want to gentrify that area, remove the scum. Is that John we see in chat? No. That John Wall was not an internet person. He was a man in his 60s. He was, I mean, he was able to use the internet, but he didn't watch me on stream or anything. Yeah. Anyway, he yeah. So that's what the council are trying to do. And the more and more you interact with councils or government in general, the more I have a great deal of sympathy for anarchist leanings, because the uncaring nature of these fucking petty, pin-pushing, bureaucratic scum. I just fucking hate them. People from the other end of the city voting on the existence of my community. Anyway, the council decided to go ahead with this, at least roughly speaking. And today's meeting was about, well, what can the community do to stop it? And so there's going to be legal action and so on and so forth. And so I'll probably be doing some sort of fundraiser, I think, because it's being crowdfunded. Because I mean, what else are they going to do? This could end up going to, well, probably not the High Court, but certainly to higher courts. So yeah, I'll probably be doing that. I'll probably be trying to draw in what contacts I have with maybe Navarra media or the press or whatever to try and drum up more support for that, because, you know, it has to be done. We need to shame the council into not doing things. And this isn't NIMBYism, because they're not building more houses, they're just destroying communities and replacing them with houses that no one here can afford. Because they talk about affordable housing, it's not. So they say 40% of it's going to be affordable housing. No, it isn't. It's not affordable. You can slap that fucking title on it. You can call a chicken a fucking a Polish taxi driver. It's not. It's a chicken. Okay? Council couldn't give a fuck. And I'm telling you, my mum doesn't want to move anywhere. She's a woman in her 60s. She's not fucking going anywhere. If it comes down to it, they'll have to drag us out. The police will have to kick the door in and drag us out with the bulldozer at the fucking gate to get us out of it. And I'll stand with her in that. She shouldn't have to move. So yeah, stay, sort of keep that in mind. That's going to be a thing I'm very much going to be getting involved with and raising with you as we go forward, because Injustice is not something I can tolerate, especially when it's in my backyard. Anyway. So that's what I was up to today, and that's basically all I had the emotional energy to do today, was to go to that meeting. Oh, and take a shower, which is nice. But that's literally it. Are those your kitties, Wayward? Because they are adorable. Look at them. Pair of absolute fucking legends. Love that shit. Indeed, I can't give a duck. Yes, Julian Pritchard, the only Green councillor in Birmingham, represents that area. That is true. Anyway, I will be doing a fundraiser at some point in the future. For now, I'm just fundraising for me. I.e., I need to live. So, if you wanted to, you can do so in the following ways. You can hit the follow button, you can subscribe with Amazon Prime, you can give subs to the community, you can do bits messages, 200 bitty bits or more, get you a text-to-speech, you can do super chats, $2 or more, they'll get you a text-to-speech by the Streamlabs link below. You can help me out on Patreon and or PayPal. You can. There's no should about it, you can if you wanted to. Go and check me out on the Discord. I've got Patreon and PayPal. I've got YouTube, Blue Sky, Instagram, TikTok and Threads. If you're on YouTube, hello YouTuberinos. You can subscribe, you can thumb the video up, you can hit the bell icon for your notifications. You can do super chats. Scared the shit out of me. You can do super chats, which will be read out in the robot voice. And you can become a member for 99p or gift memberships to the community. Get Julian on the stream. I'd love to. Yeah, he's a busy man though. I'm not going to fucking make a big deal of it, but yeah, that would be cool. Kev should unseat John Cotton. I'd like to do that, but well, I'd like to see him unseated, but I mean, I'm not running for fucking YouTube myself. Thank you, Bilderberg, for gifting a sub to As Friends Rust. By the way, As Friends Rust, what a game of football yesterday. Fuck me sideways.
Sometimes may be good, sometimes may be shit.
That's the nature of football, Gennaro, as you well
Super
know.
chats like these annoy Kevin, so it's fun. Also gift memberships.
Thank you, Wayward Historian. That is true. That is true. A 24-hour stream fundraiser. Chat, there is no way I can do 24 hours. Not a chance. I genuinely don't think I could do 10 hours. I think that would be too much. Like, when people do 24-hour streams, I think, how? How the fuck can you do that? It's too emotionally taxing and physically demanding. Which sounds odd because you're sat on your ass, right? But, like, there's a kind of nervous energy that goes through you because you know you're on camera. And you've got to talk.
Sometimes may be good, sometimes may be shit.
No, nothing else. Okay. Thank you, Comrie, with 5 gifted memberships. Why did it do that noise and not the 5 oiled like a baby otter?
Sometimes may be good, sometimes may be shit.
What the fuck happened to oiled like a baby otter? Did we go through this the other day? I think we might have done. I don't know. Anyway, yeah. Thank you, that. And we're on a hype train on YouTube, on Twitch as well. So if you go to do the bits in the messages, I'll finger the Birmingham Council's chance of being re-elected. The Labour Party are dead here. Good. Fuck them. They deserve it. Cunts. Thank you, Social Snake, who says, Jeremy Beadle could have done 24 hours, just saying.
You just assaulted me.
Absolutely outrageous.
It's a fucking disgrace.
True. Thank you, Social Snake, though. Much love. Thank you, Dingus, with 200 bitty bits as well. Is that noise going to happen or not? No. Doesn't want to do that. Oh, I turned the alert box off. That's why. Cunt. Sorry. Thank you. Yes, you said boiled like a baby otter, which is just distressing as an image. That's visceral. We didn't need that. But anyway, thank you. Beadle bants. No, we don't do. No, we're not doing Beadle bants. Fuck off, Curtis. You fucking gobshite. By the way, we might be on with Curtis tomorrow to do question time. Nothing firmed up about that just yet, but hopefully. Anyway. Also, Curtis. I mean, fuck it, we'll do it. We'll do it live. Would the people of Turn Left be remotely interested in a story of the working class community in South Birmingham being fucked over by the council with gentrification? Would you be interested in running a story like that? Because if so, I have a personal one. Anyway. Haaland could get the golden boot in the World Cup and Norway as an outside bet to win. Norway are not going to win the fucking World Cup, okay? Mark my fucking words, chat. But everyone go and follow Turn Left, regardless of anything else. Yeah. Right. Shilling out of the way. Boom. Question time. Now, obviously, the only person in the room worthy of anything is Jenny, who's not just there, but doing a hecking stand. Salutes in chat, everyone. Literally standing up. She is mobile, chat. It's over for you, bitches. Yeah, it is personal. True. Anyway. She's not allowed up on the bench. Well, that's probably true, actually, but yeah. Either way, she's doing a heckin' stand, so that's cool. PMQs, let's get on with this absolute shit show of cuntery.
Before we come to Prime Minister's questions, may I extend a warm welcome to the President of the Parliament of Montenegro and his delegation who are in the gallery today.
Made up country, don't be silly.
We now come to Prime Minister's questions. Number one goes to Ian Lavery. Prime Minister.
Oh, that's really annoying, because he's got a fantastic Geordie accent and we didn't hear it then.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, our budget took important measures to tackle the cost of living. That's why we've frozen rail fares, prescription charges, and cut energy bills for every family by £150. Today, Mr. Speaker, we're going further. For too long, parents have been pushed into spending more on infant formula than needed. Told their
You mentioned there that imagine showing this parliament to a growing democracy. To be fair, as bad as our democracy is, it is advanced compared to a lot of other places, right? And I don't say that to big it up or anything, like it's a low bar to clear. Places that have just, gotten out of decades and decades of no parliamentary process and no democracy whatsoever have no foundation upon which to build. So even if they get half as good at that, that's something going forward. Anyway, the point is, I'm reminded of the story from the 1997 general election, a totemic election, Labour sweeping the Tories out of power after 17 years. It was a huge majority for Tony Blair and all the rest of it. It was an amazing time to be around. Anyway, I remember years later reading John O'Farrell's great book called Things Can Only Get Better, about his sort of journey as a left-winger in the kind of 80s and 90s. And being involved with the Labour Party and stuff. Anyway, and he tells the fantastic story of there was a thing where the Tories were accusing Labour Party of being economic chickens, as in like cowardly, which is always unfair to chickens, really, but whatever. And so they started sending a person dressed as a chicken around to follow Labour Party politicians and like get into the shop for the newspaper. Oh, look, with the chicken, all that shit. And so the Labour Party then got someone dressed as a fox to chase the chicken. And it became like this weird little pantomime scene of a chicken and a fox kind of chasing each other around as someone gives a stump speech in like the town centre of Macclesfield or something, Really, really strange. And he tells the story of during that 1997 election, obviously Yugoslavia had only just disintegrated, a few years prior. and was still in the process of disintegration. And so you had places like Slovenia and Croatia and various other kind of Eastern European countries just coming out of the kind of Cold War era and looking to build liberal parliamentary democracy, who had their like observers in the country to watch that general election, and what they must have made of like this ridiculous scene of a human grown adult dressed as a chicken and a human grown adult dressed as a fox chasing each other around while John Prescott talks about the 5 pledges. We got 5 pledges on the fucking thing, you know, all of that shit. Like, it just, they must have thought, this is what we fought for. This is the democracy of the West. How the fuck did we lose to these cunts? Yeah. Well, the war might have just ended at that point, but like, I mean, there were a new country, like literally Montenegro didn't exist then, did it? So disintegration is an ongoing process in the Balkans, unfortunately. Kev, did you see my last minute super chat on Sunday? I didn't, Curtis, but if you repeat it now, I will repeat it and respond as appropriate. An adult human chicken, literally, they were ahead of the curve. Did you see that the Women's Institute will not accept trans women anymore? It's a fucking joke, this country, honest to God. Absolute disgusting joke. Who came first, the chicken or the fox? Well, I don't know, I didn't watch them fuck. But hopefully they both came in the end. Trying to get more money from me, question mark. No, I meant if you just type it in the chat, I will read it as if you've given me the money, because you did apparently. I missed it completely. Suck a dick.
Oh dear, I seem to have spotted a cunt.
There you go. Special one just for you. Neither will the girl guides. Yeah, the country's gone to fucking shite.
Paying for better
And because of these cunts as well. Doesn't help.
quality and left hundreds of pounds out of pocket. I can announce today that we're changing that. We will take action to give parents and carers the confidence to access...
Curtis, type your fucking message. Just type the thing that you wrote in the chat now, and I'll read it out and respond to it. I'm gonna fucking strangle you, you bastard.
Stop it. Get some help.
Yes, I absolutely should. Thank you. Thank you, Scribby, for 43 months. Much love. Pooh. Oh, fuck off.
infant formula at more affordable prices, with clearer guidance for retailers and helping new parents use loyalty points.
Oh, was that it? You literally typed poo?
Wank!
You have my fucking response.
Vouchers. Together, Mr. Speaker, that will save them up to £500 before their child's first birthday. That builds on our action to lift 500,000 children out of poverty and breakfast club.
Wow, even though you purposefully kept them in poverty for 18 months. Well done. Cunt! Bringing out the inner Ned Stark with Kevin. Bastard. True. I do love our tradition of putting candidates in front of the audience when the returning officers as the result of the humiliation ritual for the losers. True, but they don't have to be there. Like, that's the thing. They do it almost sort of robotically, I think, most of them. But they don't have to be there. They can just leave. They don't even have to go to the count. They can just go home. The returning officer reads it out and that's it, right? You're sort of supposed to, really. That's sort of part of the process, but there's no legal requirement for you to be there. No, whether you win or lose, you don't have to be there. At general elections, they tend to, just because, like, you've spent 500 fucking quid, you might as well, you know. Is the Women Institute just the Tory Women's Institute. No, to be fair, I think the leader of the Women's Institute, I read the statement they put out, I think she was annoyed that she's had to do this. Because it's, you know, they have to be within legal compliance of the Supreme Court ruling. So she seemed genuinely, you know, a bit annoyed about it, but not enough to, like, you know, resign or anything. But I don't think she, like, left to her own devices, I don't think she'd have made this decision or anything. Thank you, Fuzzmoz, for gifting a sub to Begalzebub. Much love to you both. Anyway, we will get through this. Gotta get through this. I gotta get through this.
And our child poverty strategy will be published later this week. This morning, I had meetings with Minister O'Collitt and others. In addition to my duties in this House, I shall have further such meetings later today.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker. Fucking love it, man.
There's still picking up the pieces of the destruction and decimation of 14 years of Tory government. Men in the northeast of England still expect to live 10 years less than people in other parts of the country. Women in the northeast of England are making, on average, more than £11,000 in wage than people in other parts of the country. 33% of kids in my patch in Blythe and Ashton are living in poverty. The unemployment rate...
Let me think about that one, non-binary, please. Don't send that straight away, please, if that's it. I mean, I can't stop you. You can do what the fuck you like, but, like, I have to give that some thought. Thank you.
Rates are above the national average, and the national wages are below the national average. You know, Mr. Speaker, the people in the northeast are a proud breed, and we deserve much more than this, mate. Can I ask the Prime Minister if...
You know, there are very few people who say, you know, oh, look at Jenny's little face. God, she's an absolute sweetheart. Look at that. Boom. Smiley Poppadom. She's got a fucking tie on and shit. Let's go. Salutes. Salutes. What an absolute drip queen. The aura. Look at the aura on this fucking pupper. Absolute legend. Ian Lavery's alright as well, I suppose.
If you can assure me and the people in my constituency and in the northeast if there's much to look forward to on the horizon, and will you meet with me to discuss how we can shape...
Your MP Bambos Charlambos.
Prime Minister.
He talks about poverty in his constituency, and they heckle him. They should be ashamed. It is our moral mission to tackle poverty, Mr. Speaker. We've abolished the two-child cap. That will be over 3,000 children, I think, in his constituency lifted out of poverty. I'm very proud to be able to do that. We've boosted the national minimum...
Are you very proud to have not done that for 18 months, though, and enforced that poverty on a new generation? You happy about that? You proud with yourself?
Wage by £1,500. We're adding £150 that we're taking off everyone's energy bills. We're driving economic growth right across the country, devolving power and investing across all of the country.
Come to the Leader of the Opposition, Kemi Beno.
Who? Look at that, even Jenny's like, nah, fuck this. Fuck this. Well, while the nice Geordie was speaking, I was up and smiling, and now, ugh. That melter and now this melter. I'm just going to go for a lie down. Sleep this one out, I reckon. Absolute legend.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And can I first of all pay tribute to Sir John Stanley, who passed away yesterday. Sir John was a... inventor
of the knife, of course. I made that up.
Dedicated MP for 41 years, and we send our deepest condolences to his family. Mr. Speaker, does the Prime Minister believe that when an organisation descends into total shambles, the person at the top should resign?
Honestly, Diane Abbott is a vibe. Just play some Angry Birds or some shit. Fuck this noise.
Mr. Speaker, can I first join in her comments in relation to Sir John, and I'm sure I speak for the whole House in that respect. Mr. Speaker, I was very proud to lead this party at the budget last week, where the Chancellor...
I'm not sure if she did lose the whip or if she got it back or what. I don't know. Either way, she's the mother of the house. She can fucking sit with the hell she likes.
...set out that we would protect...
By the way, that's not a rule. They don't get to just sit where they like, but like... Generally, you just leave them the fuck alone, you know.
Yes, which we've done in the budget. Create the...
Also, I should explain, I guess. Mother of the House is the oldest or the longest serving femoid MP. Whereas also the Father of the House, the longest serving moid MP. Yeah.
Conditions for economic stability.
And she's been an MP since the year of my birth, 1987. She was the first ever black woman elected to that chamber. In 1987, when there were definitely lots of black women here before then. Just saying.
Not repeating the mistake of austerity and bearing down on the cost of living by taking £150 off energy bills. We're fixing the mess that they left, and I'm very proud to be doing so.
She did get the whip back, okay.
Mr. Speaker, he doesn't want to answer a question about taking responsibility because he likes to blame everyone else except himself, and so does the Chancellor. We now know that the head of the OBR was forced out for telling the truth, that the Chancellor did not need to raise taxes on working people.
No, they leaked the fucking thing like an hour before the budget, which is like really bad actually. Like when your organisation is that fucking leaky, yeah, you probably ought to go.
We also
There is not, alas, there is not yet an MB of the House, no. That would be cool though, just because it would annoy the fuck out of Rosie Duffield.
Also know that the Chancellor was briefing the media, twisting the facts, also she could break her promises and raise taxes. Mr. Speaker, if she was a CEO, she would have been fired, and she might even have been prosecuted for market abuse. That's why we've written to the Financial Conduct Authority. So will the Prime Minister...
They've written to the FCA about this? Oh, you're a fucking knob. You are a knob. That's not how that fucking works. Unless you can prove she was dealing in stocks and shares on the basis of the thing. This is ridiculous. What? That's not even a gimmick. That's nothing. That's just a waste of energy. Oh, this is shambolic. This is the ultimate briefcase moment of all time, and it's so sad.
Minister ensure the Chancellor fully cooperates with any investigation.
Okay.
She's completely losing the plot.
Yeah, investigate her for fucking, I don't know, mass murder or fucking, I don't know, avoiding council tax. Whatever. Yeah, just everything. Investigate her for everything. Who cares if it's real?
She clearly didn't read. May I pay tribute to Richard Hughes and his leadership of the OBR? He made very clear why he stepped down, and I've made very clear my support of the OBR. But she says take responsibility. Under this...
Yeah, you support the OBR because you're a minge. Yeah, we know.
Chancellor, Mr. Speaker, growth...
It needs to be done away with. Complete fucking shambles. Fuck that place.
...up this year, defeating and beating the forecast. Wages are up. More since the general election than in 10 years of the Tories. We've had, I think, 5 interest rate cuts. NHS waiting lists are down. We've had record investment into this country. We're turning the page on their austerity and reckless experiment on borrowing. I'd compare that record to them every day of the week.
Mr. Speaker, the Prime Minister talks about losing the plot. Let me read to him what his own cabinet members are saying, and I quote, "The handling of this budget has been a disaster from start to finish."
Could you try not to look like super happy about that, you fucking weirdo?
Yes. Who said that? Was it him? Was it her? In fact, I think it was probably her, actually. It was probably the Chancellor. In fact, Mr. Speaker, one of his ministers,
Anyway, I'm not going to put some nuts in my mouth. Fuck yes.
Mr. Speaker, one of his ministers said the Chancellor and Prime Minister look weak and incompetent. The country agrees. We know that there were endless Treasury briefings to justify raising taxes on hard-working people to pay for benefits. And those briefings had real-world consequences. Hundreds of thousands of people drew down their pension, an irreversible act. So the Prime Minister pays tribute to the head of the OBR. If the head of the OBR had to resign over market-sensitive leaks, why is the Chancellor still in her job?
Mr. Speaker, last year they left us with a £22 billion black hole.
Not really, right? It was bad, but it wasn't that bad.
This year, at the beginning of the process, the OBR did a productivity review on their record in office, and that cost an additional £16 billion that we had to find in the budget. But notwithstanding that, Mr. Speaker, we protected the NHS, waiting times are coming down. Notwithstanding that, we've got cutting borrowing at the fastest rate in the G7. Notwithstanding that, we've got £150 off energy bills. That's added to rail bills and prescription as well.
Order. Mr. Holden, your voice carries more than mine. The difference is yours will be carrying outside, not in the chamber. Prime
Mr. Speaker, what...
Okay, that was decent.
She doesn't understand that picking up a £16 billion tab for their failure is not a good starting point for any budget. And the OBR said yesterday, Mr. Speaker, that the Chancellor's speech was not misleading. So if the Leader of the Opposition had any decency, she'd get up now and apologise.
True. What did Wes Streeting do exactly? What was his issue? Why is Chris Bryant sat there? That's very strange.
Mr. Speaker.
You might be enjoying a cup of tea with Mr. Holden if you carry on.
Mr. Speaker, no one believes a word that the Prime Minister says. We now know the black hole was fake, her book was fake, her CV was fake, even her chest claims are made up. She doesn't belong in the Treasury, she belongs in La La Land. They raised taxes on working people, that's £16 billion, was to increase benefits to protect them from their backbenchers. He now boasts about removing the two-child benefit cap, but he used to...
Well, that is a URL. Fucking hell. Okay. Wes Streeting accuses the British Medical Association of behaving like moaning minis. I'm sorry, is it 1927? What the fuck kind of insult is that? Resident doctors have decided on another strike between the 17th and 25th of December over pay and career progression. Juvenile delinquency and behaving like moaning minis. Would you like to play Roblox? Where's... Fucking loser.
To say that it was unaffordable. He even removed the whip from 7 of them for wanting the same thing. He is very happy to throw them under a bus when it pleases him. So I asked the Prime Minister, how did it suddenly become affordable at the very time he needed to save his own skin?
It's a good question.
Mr. Speaker, the vast majority of families we helped in the budget are in work. Yes. 3/4 of children in poverty are in working families. Their policy of nearly 10 years on the two-child benefit cap had one result.
Where's it look like he was built in Roblox? That's pretty good.
And one result only. It dragged hundreds of thousands of children into poverty. They should be utterly ashamed of that. And I'm very proud that we're lifting 500,000 children out of poverty.
Having kept them there for 18 months needlessly. Yay!
As I profoundly believe that every child should have a chance in life. Every child should be able to go as far as their talent will take them. So that's why we're lifting 500,000 out of poverty. But they're the same old Tories, the party of child poverty.
If all of this is true, why did he take the whip away from the people who are asking for it?
True.
Let's remind the Chancellor, exactly a year ago today, on the 3rd of December 2024, the Chancellor said, we will never have to repeat a budget like this one. If only. He may have taken the whip away, but the
It's not crisps, it's peanuts. Salted peanuts. Yes, I got nuts in my mouth.
rebels have the last laugh. The Prime Minister has lost. He can't run his own party. He can't, let alone the country, Mr. Speaker. Let me quote what the hard-left former Shadow Chancellor said. He said...
The hard-left... Fucking... God, John McDonnell, yeah, cool.
We've won. He's right, isn't he?
Prime Minister, Speaker, I've said repeatedly that bringing down child poverty is a moral mission, a political mission, and a personal mission. They drove hundreds of thousands of children into poverty who will pay the price.
And you kept them there for another 18 months, pointlessly. Thanks.
For the rest of their lives, for their failure. We're taking 500,000 of them out of poverty. Very proud to do so. That is good for children, it's good for the economy, and it's good for the NHS, who will have less of a burden on them. They should be ashamed of what they did on child poverty, and she should stand up and she should apologise.
Kevin Bendel.
Mr. Speaker, let me tell the...
Damn, she caked up, actually. No, not to be that guy, but like... Okay.
Prime Minister. Let me tell the Prime Minister, making the whole country poorer and destroying jobs is not how you keep children out of poverty. In the past week, we've seen broken promises, broken leadership, and a broken budget for Benefit Street. A broken budget for Benefit Street. The Education Secretary is chuntering. Where is the money for the children on special educational needs? Where is it? Where is it? Unemployment is up. Unemployment is up. It's coming out of her budget. It's coming out of her budget. She's shaking her head. She doesn't know where that money is coming from. But let's be clear, Mr. Speaker. Unemployment is up. There are more children now growing up in workless households because people are losing their jobs. It's not just the head of the OBR who's losing his job. Millions of people have been hung out to dry by their budget.
And you're about to lose your job, but whatever.
And isn't the truth, Mr. Speaker, that behind it all is a Prime Minister who only cares about one person's job, his own?
Prime Minister.
I mean, she's right that he only cares about his own position, so true.
Speaker, she wants to put 500,000 children back into poverty. She thinks the child...
Not to be too much of a broken record here, but why were they still in poverty after 18 months of your government? Had you made any deliberate decisions that kept them there, Mr. Starmer?
Chancellor should resign because the economy is improving. We are turning the page on their failure. We are bringing waiting lists down. We're bringing stability that cuts inflation and interest rates. And we're bringing down bills. We're building a brighter future.
Curtis wants my attention. Well, last time he tried this, he just typed the word poo. I sent you an important DM. Oh, this is just going to be the word poo, isn't it? If this is the word poo, honestly, I'm going to fucking find you. I'm going to track you down, you cunt. Why am I being ridiculously rude? Why not? Okay, what is this? Utter nonsense. Konstantin Kissin and Francis Foster practicing their podcast lines. Okay.
What's the one thing at the moment that we're not talking about as a society that we really, really should be? What's the one
Jesus.
thing at the moment
He's
that we're
practicing
not
his
talking
lines
about
again.
as a society that we really should be?
Deep breath.
What's the one thing at the moment?
Francis, what are you doing, mate?
Hi, Constantine. What's going on, mate?
Sorry if I'm interrupting and you're in the middle of something, mate.
Yeah, I'm just practicing my lines for the podcast, mate.
Oh,
Great, I'd love to hear that. Should we do a little rehearsal?
Sometimes it may be good, sometimes it may be shit.
I don't see why not.
Poo.
You fucking knob. Okay, that hit the sweet spot. Okay.
What's the one thing as a society at the
Thank you, Nyron. Much love.
moment that we're not talking about that we really should be? Is that all right?
That's great, but can you just do it a little bit quieter, maybe? Because you know the mic and everything.
Yeah, all right, mate.
Just a little bit quieter, yeah.
What's the one thing
Tone it down a little bit.
at the moment
A little bit quieter.
that we're not
A little
talking
bit quieter.
about as a society that we really
Almost to a whisper.
be?
And quiet. Total silence, mate. Only me. That's perfect, mate. You're gonna smash it. No need for the seal impression, Francis. Okay, let's go, mate.
Yeah, let's go, mate.
Curtis, that was fucking shit. Ironically, that was poo. What? Oh, poo. Ah, okay. I'm with you. I'm with it. Poo. Because it's Winnie the Pooh. Why doesn't Winnie the Pooh have a cock and bollocks? He's very boy-coded, right? Where's Winnie's Winky? That's what I'm thinking.
Conversations about a new Ireland are deepening, with people from all sorts of backgrounds having serious, hopeful discussions about building something new. Yesterday here in Westminster, along with the member for South Antrim, who has a different view to me, we hosted two of the island's most respected...
Firstly, deliciously mental hair. Love that. It's in Piglet. Oh no. It's a No, he's not a teddy bear. He's a real fucking bear, okay? He's not called Pooh Teddy Bear, is he? No, he's Pooh Bear. He's a bear. He's Ursine.
Respected journalists making the case both for and against Irish unity. While both positions were argued, clear voice was at the time for careful preparation is now. Does the Prime Minister agree with me that while there is much work to do before any referendum, that to avoid a mess like Brexit, it is prudent and...
All I'm saying is, this is a great question just because it's going to ruffle the jimmies of all the DUP people in front of her, or the UUP or whatever, will be losing their fucking minds. Honestly, if I were her, I would check my car for any bums. Just to be sure, you never know, right?
And completely compatible with the Good Friday Agreement for the Irish and British governments to jointly...
What are the red ribbons? I don't know, actually. What's the red ribbons about? We've moved on from poppy shagging to red ribbons, apparently. Although the Prime Minister didn't have one on. Where the fuck's your ribbon? What do red ribbons mean? Multiple sclerosis, drunk driving prevention, drug prevention, and the fight for against HIV/AIDS. Okay. Oh, it's HIV/AIDS. Solidarity with HIV/AIDS patients. Okay. Fair enough.
Prepare for constitutional change.
Prime Minister.
Can I thank her for her question? One of the greatest achievements of the last Labour government was the Belfast Good Friday Agreement, and we fully support that agreement, which brought peace and stability for Northern Ireland. It does, as she well knows, set out a process for future decisions, which under the agreement I support. And we are focused in working constructively with the Executive and others on all issues, including the record settlement.
God, he can even suck the joy out of a question about Irish republicanism. The man is an aura repellent.
Under the budget for Northern Ireland.
The Liberal Democrats, Sir Ed Davey.
Talking of aura repellent.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Can I join the Leader of the Opposition in paying tribute to Sir John Stanley and sending our condolences to his family?
Nah, fuck that
I had the huge
guy.
pleasure of working with him over a number of years on developing the relationship between our country and career, and he was always a true gentleman. Mr. Speaker, yesterday I was in Royal Tunbridge Wells, where
I don't care. Where's the fuck is your ribbon?
tens of thousands of people have had no water for 5 days. This is now a public health emergency, and shockingly, it's the second time in just 3 years when South East Water have let down the people of Tunbridge Wells.
Wow, another privatisation success story.
Badly. Parents are queuing up for bottled water for their kids. Pensioners are relying on neighbours to fetch some water for them. Businesses have closed down. Schools and GPs have been forced to shut. South East Water said it would be sorted on Monday, then yesterday, and today it still hasn't been sorted.
Wow, when they're in public ownership, they have a responsibility to have to do so within 48 hours. And if you have a vulnerable person, i.e. a person over a certain age or a person with significant disabilities, they have to do it the same fucking day. So maybe nationalise that shit.
So will the Prime Minister convene COBRA? Does he agree that it's time for him to get a grip of this crisis so it is sorted?
Well, can I thank him for raising this really important issue? And it is shocking for all the reasons he's set out. And I too have heard South East Water say, as he rightly says, actually Sunday.
Yeah, it literally naturalised that shit. Yeah, because you have to purify it from the water. Yes.
To Monday into Tuesday, and Tuesday into Wednesday.
I'm sorry. Craig David appears to have become Prime Minister. What the?
But they were sorting it, and they still haven't sorted.
Did you chill on Sunday? Did you?
And there's really serious consequences, and we are bearing down on that as he would expect, because it's such a serious issue.
Can I get a rewind?
Prime Minister's reply.
Bow selector.
And the actions of the Water Minister, but I do think the government will need to do more because South East Water have failed so badly. If I can turn to the budget now.
Does he have a peregrine falcon? Calm down, Kez, you bastard. That's such a stupid fucking show. Oh, I loved it. My manatee's got scrot rot. Show mo, motherfucker.
Mr. Speaker, the Prime Minister's Chief Economic Advisor has recommended a customs union with the EU.
Oh, for fuck's sake, Ed. Jesus Christ. Like, I take the piss so much about them just doing FBPE posting all the fucking time, right? But he just doesn't fucking stop. It's the only thing he can do. It's the only thing he knows how to talk about. He eats hot chip, lies, and talks about the fucking EU. Oh, for fuck's sake. Edward! And playing FIFA, obviously. One-on-one on FIFA. Let's go. Look, it's not going to happen, Ed. Stop trying to make the EU a thing. It isn't a thing. Oh, Jesus Christ.
You just assaulted me.
Are you happy with yourself, 255? You proud of what you did here? Oh, I'm dead dirty. Yeah, the Christina Aguilera thing. What's she up to these days? Fuck knows.
As one of the most effective ways of generating growth, and we agree. So instead of hitting people with higher taxes in the middle of a cost of living crisis, will the Prime Minister change course in economic policy and listen to the piece of wise economic advice from
This Week in Bits by Jordan's Tits. So I'm just thinking of Jabot Selector bits now. And there's no point me even even fucking playing bits of it for the Americans, because you won't know who these people are. You won't know who Jordan is. You won't know who fucking Jodie Marsh is. You won't know any of the people being interviewed by fucking the bear in a tree up a tree on Hampstead Heath with his cock out. I found evidence that Kevin Logan possessed the body of a raccoon. Now, when you say possessed do you mean I had, literally, my body was that of a raccoon? Or I just had the corpse of a raccoon? I'd picked up some roadkill or some shit. You have to be a lot more specific. Oh, that's Christina Aguilera practicing with an orchestra. Okay, so she's still doing stuff then. Cool. I mean that you spiritually left your body and possessed a raccoon. Okay, look, that only happened maybe 2 or 3 times, maybe 4 times. I can't remember.
His own economics advisor.
Well, Mr. Speaker, we are.
Oh, Lorraine Kelly's growler. No way. And her little legs. Oh, I'm Lorraine Kelly. Look at my growler. Fucking, that show was so dumb. So stupid. I loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Getting closer relationships with the EU on a number of fronts, including trade and the economy, because that is good for...
I'm British and I don't know what you're talking about. Well, what the Okay, I thought it was dead. I just saw the picture, right? I just saw that picture on the right there and thought, you've shown me a dead raccoon, you cunt. What the fuck is wrong with you? But actually, it's just a funny story. Drunk raccoon found passed out in liquor store floor after break-in. Okay, you have my attention. Staff at a Virginia liquor store got a shock on fuck's sake, on Saturday when they came into work to find the store had been broken into by a very intoxicated criminal. Well, presumably it wasn't intoxicated upon breaking in. It wasn't, presumably he wasn't drunk and went, I'll go down the offie for another few cans, and then went, fuck up, it's closed, I'm breaking in. The masked bandit, was found passed out in the bathroom between the toilet and the bin, having helped itself to the bottom shelf spirit. So at least he went for the cheap stuff. You don't want to go for the top level stuff. Fuck me, kill you. Animal Control Officer Samantha Martin transported the suspect for questioning in Hanover County Animal Protection Shelter. Is it a crime? Is it a crime to break into a liquor store and drink their shit and smash the place up? If so, arrest us all, okay? He who was without sin cast the first bottle of fucking teachers. After a few hours of sleep and zero signs of injury other than maybe a hangover, the animal was safely released back into the wild. See, exactly, innocent. Completely innocent. The Ashfield ABC store has been closed for Thanksgiving when it suffered a Black Friday break-in. When staff arrived on Saturday to find smashed bottles and liquor pooling on the floor, including the apparent tipple of choice scotch. Oh, good hearty scotch brew. Love it. Officer Martin said the animal had fallen through one of the ceiling tiles before going on a full-blown rampage, drinking everything. Okay, this is too silly. This is too silly. Thank you.
All businesses across our country has been welcomed by them. We'll continue down that path, but we do have clear red lines in relation to the single market and the customs union. So within those constraints, we will move closer.
Dr. Becky Cook.
Did it survive? It did indeed. They released it back into the wild unharmed.
Mr. Speaker, gambling addiction is a serious public health harm, causing ill health and misery.
Oh, way to bring us down after the cute raccoon story. Dickhead!
For millions of people in this country. The industry now spends £2 billion a year on advertising, often targeting vulnerable people and exposing our children to harm. Along with many members across this House, I very much welcome the Chancellor's announcement last week to tax harmful online...
What is this? You are banned. You are now. Sorry, you are banned now from KF Logan 1875. Fuck off now. You have not read it. You've not understood it. Shut the fuck up. Shut up, you cunt. Shut up. Shut the fuck up and carry on shutting up forever. And then when you think, well, maybe I've shut up enough. No, you haven't. Carry on shutting the fuck up. That hair was fucking delicious, man. I'm growing that shit back. Also, Liz Truss is a melter.
online gambling products. Would the Prime Minister agree with me, therefore, that to continue this essential work, we must now act to tackle harmful gambling advertising to protect the health of our children?
Prime Minister. Well, I thank her for raising this, because she's right that harm from online gambling has surged. Mr. Speaker, NHS referrals are up 91% in the past year. The decisions we made in the budget mean investment in public services and lifting over 500,000 children out of poverty.
Oh yeah,
we are working with industry to ensure that
that was a Morgan McSweeney question. Yeah,
adverts don't exacerbate harm. And through our £26 million...
It actually wasn't a terrible question overall, but like it's obvious she didn't write it.
Investment. We're helping the Gambling Commission crack down on black market sites and illegal adverts to keep players...
Because it's always so like tailored to the thing they want to talk about at that given moment that it's really obvious.
Safe.
Paul Holmes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. In 2020, the Justice Secretary said criminal trials without juries are a bad idea. The Prime Minister himself said there should be a right to trial by jury in all criminal cases. Now they want to... There should be a...
Hang on.
Criminal trials without jury.
Look how diverse that group is. Look how incredibly diverse that Tory bench is. Jesus. There's one like Asian looking lad and there's a Woms. Really representative of the country, the Tory party.
Are a bad idea. The Prime Minister himself said there should be a right to trial by jury in all criminal cases. Now they want to scrap them. Mr. Speaker, with a Chancellor who can't count and a Justice Secretary who's lost count of the number of people he's let out of prison, is it any wonder that the people of this country can't trust a single word this Prime Minister or government says ever again?
Mr. Speaker, they left a broken criminal justice system where victims of rape and serious sexual violence are waiting 3 or 4 years for trial. Only this week I've heard further examples of 14-year-old girls and 16-year-old girls having to give evidence 4 years after the allegation. That is not justice for them, and I'm determined that we will deal with it. Now, as he well knows,
You just assaulted me.
255. This is beginning to seem personal now. This is getting to the stage where me and you are gonna have to have a talk. I'm gonna have to have words. You might need to see my fists in your bumhole. I'm joking. Thank you, 255. Penis.
Of all criminal cases going to court, 90% have always been in the magistrate's court. 90%. 10% go to the Crown Court. Of that 10%, 7% plead guilty. That means that 3% of all criminal cases go forward for a jury trial. Not all of our cases. We are making...
So why have it at all then? Who cares? Is that your argument? Gee, it's so pathetic. And there's no manifesto pledge for this. There's no fucking mandate for this.
Making changes, sensible changes, to ensure that we can make sure that victims get justice and it's denied under the failure that they left.
John Taylor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm really pleased to hear many constituents tell me how much local NHS services have improved since this Labour government entered office. But
Morgan McSweeney.
some, like David Wootton from Atherstone, have faced long delays. He was told he'd have to wait 5 months for X-ray results from George Eliot Hospital, and he's not the only one.
Cunt!
My constituents in North Warwickshire and Bedford.
Finally, oh dear, I seem to have spotted a cut.
He will go further and faster to get our
pressed
NHS
both.
fighting fit again.
Can I start by saying I'm sorry to hear that David, her constituent, is waiting. We did take decisions at the budget to invest in the NHS and tackle waiting lists. And that is to help people like David. We delivered £29 billion extra investment into the NHS and scrapped NHS England to invest in the front line. We are opening, Mr. Speaker, 250 neighbourhood health centres to treat patients closer to home, and we've got over 5 million extra appointments being delivered. And waiting lists are down 230,000. They chunted, they absolutely destroyed our health service, and we're picking it up. They should be ashamed of themselves.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My constituent Claire, she runs Claire Howard Jewellery in Fakenham, and she's just one of many small business owners who contacted me after the budget from last week. She was absolutely incensed by the style of the Chancellor, where she seemed to give the impression that she was reducing taxes on small businesses, when the exact opposite is the case. Claire's tax is going up on her shop, not coming down. So could the Prime Minister do Claire and many other shop owners the common courtesy of just admitting that their taxes are going up and not down?
Prime Minister. He raises an important point. Let me address it. Because at the heart of this issue is that temporary business rate relief was put in during the pandemic by the last government. That was the right thing to do, and we supported it, but it was temporary relief.
Stop it. Get some help.
Thank you, Big Zebra / Big Zebra, if you're American and thus wrong. 25 months. Thank you.
That is now coming to an end, and obviously there's a re-evaluation that goes with it. So what we're doing is permanently lowering the...
You are 255. You've come up with the most delightfully wacky racist approach to healthcare. Kev, when people need quick free X-ray results, why don't they just hide in a suitcase at the airport? I'm sorry, is that a fucking Wile E. Coyote bit? What do
rates for leisure, retail and hospitality, but because of what the changes are, we're putting in transitional relief of £4 billion. That means there'll be a cap on increases for small businesses, and we're finding that by adjusting the burden between them and the online giants. But in the end, it's the temporary business rates coming to an end that we have to adjust through this policy.
Oliver Ryan.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And I declare an interest as the chair of the All-Party Parliamentary Group on Multiple Sclerosis and as the proud son of a lifelong multiple sclerosis patient, and she joins us in the gallery today. Neurological...
Don't try and humanise yourself. You're a Labour MP. It won't...
Sometimes may be good, sometimes may be shit.
No, they're mostly shit, to be fair, Gennaro. But, you know. Thank you, Carl Brown, for gifting a membership. Much love, nipple.
Conditions like MS or Parkinson's affect 1 in 6, but wait times for first and follow-up neurology appointments have increased by a huge 65% since 2020, risking delayed treatment and diagnosis at critical time. Now, I'm proud the school...
That is a Viz Top Tips approach. Yeah.
Is bringing
good
NHS
reference.
Waiting down, cutting emissions, investing in care and equipment. But will my right honourable friend, the Prime Minister, formalise these efforts and support an NHS modern service framework for neurology and get these wait times down?
Prime Minister. Can I thank him for his question and for sharing the personal interest that he has in this. We are focused on bringing down waiting lists and making sure every patient receives the best possible care. As he knows, the 10-year health plan announced a new modern service framework to help rapidly improve care, and I'll reassure him we'll do absolutely consider whatever else we can do. And in the meantime, we're acting to improve neurology care and have cut wait time for care, neurology waiting times by over 15,000.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Alison in Oxford is threatening...
Sometimes may be good, sometimes may be shit.
Thank you to Carl Brown for gifting a membership. Much love. Question time tomorrow. Oh, yes. The Z-Man is on, but unfortunately so is the other Z-Man. Oh. Daisy Cooper. Kira Mullen. Mike Tabb. Okay. It's an immigration special. Oh, we never talk about immigration ever.
A housing association, Green Square Accord. For shrubbery she happily cut herself for 22 years, and a cleaning of a communal area that simply doesn't exist. Meanwhile, Rebecca's charges have more than doubled over the last 4
Who
years
is Zach Polanski?
with no explanation why.
A
They are not
god
the only
amongst men.
provider doing this. It's a wild west out there. So will this government consider Liberal Democrat plans for a new regulator and a cap on these outrageous rip-off service charges?
Prime Minister.
Well, can I thank her for raising that? And we are implementing the Leasehold and Freehold Reform Act, which is long overdue, providing homeowners with greater rights, powers and protections. And through this, we will strengthen regulation.
Yeah, Mike taps that fucking knob who keeps like, oh, here's a great British breakfast. Rawr. Twat.
Protect leaseholders from abuse and poor service, which she's highlighted. Bring the injustice of leasehold to an end. That'll protect up to 1.75 million households, and make sure leaseholders receive standardised service charge documentation, making it easy.
Exactly. How did No Justice MTG's podcast for rubbing
of good points, and this
our country can be proud of its history of religious tolerance and religious freedom. The quid pro quo of that is the right to criticise religion. Can the Prime Minister ensure this House that there will be no introduction or reintroduction of a blasphemy law, either by statute, by judicial overreach, or by a non-statutory definition of Islamophobia?
Yes, I can give him that assurance, and it's important that I do so.
Okay.
Lewis Cocking.
Bit of a waste of a question, really, but.
Mr. Speaker, the best form of welfare in this country should be a well-paid job. But with unemployment up and this Labour government...
Who the fuck is this creature, and what weird shithouse doll factory did it come from? What is this thing?
government has chosen to raise taxes to spend more on an even bloated welfare and benefit system. Is the Prime Minister happy with the message that sends to my hard-working constituents in Broxbourne and constituents from right across the United Kingdom?
You are a worthless creature. You are worthless. When you pass from this world, nothing will have been lost. May God have mercy on your soul.
We have a broken welfare system. Who broke it? Guess. The party opposite. We're bringing in reforms to change it and mend it. And what did they do? They voted against them. And under their watch, they drove up welfare spending by £33 billion.
Someone has to feed him a saucer of blood at night.
Mr. Speaker, as a lifelong Dale fan, I'm delighted that Rochdale Football Club are top of the National League right now. But after 14 years of Tory cuts, sadly, my town is near the top of another league table. A league table people don't want to be in, the Child Poverty League table. So does the Prime Minister agree that lifting 5,000...
Oh, fucking Jesus Christ. Right, so another Morgan McSweeney question, but with like a Rochdale bit tacked onto it. Fantastic. You fucking absolute... His head looks like the end of a penis. I'm sorry.
1,000 kids out of poverty in Rochdale, plus cutting the energy bills by 150 quid for every household, and crucially expanding the warm homes discount, will mean that this budget is a family budget that reduces the cost of living for everyone in the country.
Let me start by congratulating Rochdale Football Club for being top of the league for the time being. Of course, well, I say that because I know who's top of the Premier League, but it will be March and April we'll actually find out who wins. But, Mr. Speaker, he's right. Thanks to the actions in the budget, every household will see £150 off their energy bills. And because we've extended the warm homes discount now to 6 million of the poorest households, they will also save an additional £150. Now, in the northwest, that benefits about 200.
Oh, was that Lewis Cocking? Oh, what a great name. Awful person, fantastic name. Lewis Cocking.
180,000 households. That's a huge cost of living support for families, alongside freezing prescription charges, rail fares, and boosting the minimum wage.
Liz Jarvis.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My constituent Tracy owns O'Brien's, a lovely cafe in the heart of Eastleigh. She works tirelessly to make it a success, but spiralling costs, including business rates, VAT, and the hike to employers' national insurance contributions, mean she hasn't been able to take a salary for 4 months. David, the owner of Steamtown Brewery, and Jane, the manager of the Holiday Inn in my constituency, say their businesses will be impacted by the government's stealth tax on our high streets. They feel let down. So will the Prime Minister look again at our call for an emergency cut on VAT for hospitality?
Prime Minister.
Well, Mr. Speaker, we put in place a strategy for small businesses, which was broadly welcomed by small businesses because they contributed to it. And that involves some of the key asks that they made of us, including late payment and for hospitality, greater flexibility when it comes to licensing. Of course, we'll always look at other measures that can help small businesses. We set out quite a lot of them in our small business strategy.
Andrew Pex.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. At the weekend, I had the great privilege to join volunteers from Peterborough Food Bank at the Tesco in Warrington on their autumn food drive. I'd like to put on record my thanks to my constituents and those of other honourable members who supported this Trussell Trust initiative over the last week.
Having mentioned Trussell, it would be remiss of me not to tell you of the great Robert Trussell, who wrote The Ragged Trousered Philanthropists, a fantastic book which you should all read, from, I don't know, the 1930s or something. Fantastic book.
One of the most significant challenges my food bank have consistently talked to me about is child poverty. And even though the party opposite oppose our plans, nearly 9,000 children will be lifted out of poverty.
Over 9,000! Well, nearly 9,000.
Across Peterborough because of the decisions our Chancellor took in the budget last week. Does the Prime Minister agree with me? This isn't just the right thing to do for these children, it's an investment in our future and in our growth.
Prime Minister. I thank him for raising this, and I was in his constituency just the other week, and we could see the impact that this measure would have on children. In Peterborough, as he says, 9,000 children.
It's just briefcase on briefcase at the minute.
Living in poverty. In his constituency, 5,500 children living in poverty, and we are lifting them out of poverty, and that is the right thing to do. The party opposite shamefully dragged hundreds of thousands of children into poverty, and they will pay that price for the rest of their lives. They should be ashamed of themselves.
I was recently the target of an AI deepfake video announcing my defection to reform. And as colleagues across the House will know, that's about as likely as reform moving from pub populism to a coherent programme for government.
Okay, when do you reckon this guy's going to join the Reform Party? 2026? 27? You never know.
I'm delighted to reassure my Chief Whip and the House that I am and always have been a faithful Conservative. But does the Prime Minister agree with me that while satire has always been an important part of
Oh dear, I seem to have spotted a cut!
Deepfake disruption is a serious threat to our democracy, and would he agree to work with me and cross-party MPs to frame some appropriate reforms as proposed by the recent...
No, the name of the book is The Ragged Trousered Philanthropists.
Speakers' Conference to protect our democratic integrity.
Well, can I...
It's what the main character refers to working class people who stand against, you know, working class interests. You vote to be charitable and philanthropic towards the rich by not getting your fair share of the things that you create. So he calls them the ragged trousered philanthropists, which is quite a solid burn when you think about it.
Thank you for raising that, and it is an important issue. We do need to work cross-party where we can on deepfake, on AI and other issues that need to be addressed. I had, I'm afraid, missed his
I see what you've done there, Beelzebub.
To reform. I wouldn't have believed it if I had seen it. But I have to say, there's a lot of them going. There's three ex-MPs have gone, I think, this week. They talk about leaks. That's where their leaks are going.
You want to mention your ex-MP that joined the Greens? No?
Reform. And I saw a leak, talking of leaks, on the front page the Financial Times this morning, where apparently the leader of Reform says he wants to merge with the party opposite and sit down here with them. An absolutely unholy alliance of austerity and failure.
Elsa Blundell.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This week I've been speaking to Tetrasil, warehouse workers at Tetrasil in my constituency, who have been given an appalling ultimatum in the run-up to Christmas: either sign a new contract with reduced pay and breaks, or lose your jobs.
Wow, it's almost like that's what Birmingham City Council are doing to our fucking bin collectors. Yeah.
Can the Prime Minister advise me what action can be taken against rogue employers like Tetrasil who...
Or Birmingham City Council, who refused to stick to the fucking the agreement they signed. You know. By the way, update on that. The rat problem isn't going to go anywhere. It's probably going to get worse because the scab labour they brought in from agencies have now also joined the picket line. So the council are so shit at running basic council services that they have lost 2 workforces in the same industry. 2. They lost the first one, got a replacement one in, and lost that as well. So now they need scabs to cross the picket line and the scab picket line. It's just going to be the whole of Birmingham will eventually have having worked as a scab, and have a picket line of their own outside the thing, and there will just be no one else left. The entire city will just be former binmen out on strike.
To take action against workers and seek to exploit them and undermine their rights.
No, to be fair, the rats wouldn't do it. The rats are above scabbing.
Well, can I thank her for raising this and for fighting hard for her constituents who are facing awful uncertainty, which is bad enough at any time of the year, is really bad at this time of the year, and our thoughts are with the workers and their families who are facing the uncertainty that she has flagged. Our landmark Employment Rights Bill will strengthen workers' rights and put them in a better position, including ending unscrupulous fire and rehire practices. But I thank her for fighting for her constituents.
Shocker Adam.
Speaker, no religion, no theology, no philosophy is beyond critique or scrutiny, and we must protect freedom of speech at all costs. But Islamophobia is real. At least for
Whoa, someone said it was not. Hang on.
At all costs. But Islamophobia is real.
I'd like someone to go and check the tapes on that. Who the fuck said it's not? So they've got some explaining to do.
At least for Zainab Hussein in my city, who was run over not just once, but twice simply for being a Muslim. She survived. Not so lucky was Makram Ali, who was killed outside Finsbury Mosque simply for being Muslim. Not so lucky was Muhammad Salim, who was stabbed to death simply for being a Muslim. I would like to ask the Prime Minister that in opposition, a definition of Islamophobia was adopted. In government, it has been dropped. Can I ask what's changed?
Prime Minister.
Can I thank him for raising those examples of hatred in his constituency, and he's right to raise them, and we should all condemn them. Hatred in all its forms should be condemned by all of us in this House, and that includes anti-Muslim hatred as well, and we intend to act on it.
So nothing. Literally nothing.
Please, Anna Dixon.
Mr. Speaker, this week I met constituents Mike and Sue. Their autistic son, Jimmy, was imprisoned as a young man. The judge recommended a sentence of 2.5 years. Jimmy is now in his 40s. He's been in prison for nearly 20 years on an IPP sentence. Jimmy's doctors say he's safe and well for discharge. There's a supported living flat waiting for him in Shipley. Will the Prime Minister please help by ending the injustice of these IPP sentences?
No, they're too busy letting rapists and murderers out to actually let people out who should be allowed out. Don't be silly.
And help get Jimmy home.
Prime Minister.
Can I thank her for raising this case? She raised it with me in the lobby last night, and it is a really shocking case of 2 years, leading to someone being in prison already over 20 years and not yet released, and with delays in the release process. The Justice Secretary will look into this case and meet to discuss her concerns to see what more can be done. It's right that IPP sentence has been abolished, and we're committed to supporting the progression of all those who are serving such sentences.
Rachel Gilmore.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I have a charming
I don't know what an IPP sentence is. I have no idea. Apologies.
elderly constituent who, after a series of very major medical interventions, has been left in excruciating...
Are you staying up for the football? That's one hell of a necklace, by the way. Jesus Christ. I'll be going for a little kip and then getting back up for the cricket. I might broadcast it. I might stream. Yeah, the second Ashes test starts at 4 AM UK time. So in what, 5 hours time or something? Who knows?
Uncontrolled pain after her opioids were withdrawn, pushing her to suicidal ideations. Can the Prime Minister shed light on what plans His Majesty's government has to help people manage pain, to live a happier and more comfortable life? And please, can
Is
I have
she
a
the
meeting with
mayor?
Minister?
Prime Minister.
So, an IPP sentence. An imprisonment for public protection sentence was an indeterminate sentence introduced in the UK in 2005. Thank you, Tony Blair. For offenders deemed dangerous but whose crimes didn't warrant a life sentence. It had a minimum term like a standard sentence, followed by an unlimited period of detention until the parole board deemed the individual was no longer a risk. What the fuck? That's disgusting. What the fuck is wrong with that? I don't think I have a noise for that. Just horrible. No, I've got nothing. For the police, yeah, actually, you know what? Not technically a police matter, but it's never not relevant.
And I thank her for raising what's an awful case. And we are putting in further protection and support, but I will take her up. I think it is important for her to discuss that with the relevant minister, because the case that she has referred to does sound appalling.
Jane Kirkham.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Under this Labour government, NHS waiting lists are coming down.
Morgan McSweeney.
I welcome the commitment to refurbish Truro Health Park in my constituency, one of the first new neighbourhood health centres in the country. Cornwall's already leading the way with new neighbourhood health teams, and upgrading Truro Health Park will help deliver care for patients in their own communities. Will the Prime Minister confirm this investment reflects decisions taken by this government to prioritise community healthcare, and that services won't be removed before effective community replacements do come online?
Prime Minister.
Well, I thank her for raising this. I'm delighted that her constituency will benefit.
How many questions does that wanker plant for PMQ? Probably loads, yeah. Some weeks you get more than others because it depends how many they get to and all the rest of it, but he probably puts out like, I don't know, 6 or 7 you would think, and like maybe 4 or 5 of them get through. Sometimes it might only be 2 or 3, but this one, it's quite, this is very Morgan McSweeney heavy.
Benefit from one of the new 250 centres. Neighbourhood health centres will provide simpler, more convenient access to a full range of health and care services on people's doorsteps, and GP services will be protected before it comes online. This is about early intervention, Mr. Speaker, continuing to drive down NHS waiting lists and creating a more modern NHS that is fit for the future.
Bernard Jim.
Mr. Speaker, could the Prime Minister give his assessment
Oh, this fucking cunt. I hate this guy.
of the latest news that President Putin has again turned down terms for peace in Ukraine, and in the light of his extraordinary outburst designed to destabilise our understanding of the truth, he did say Russia is ready for war with NATO. How ready are we?
Actually, not a terrible question, because he's a bigger cunt than that.
Prime Minister.
Can I thank him for raising this? And I updated the House last week on the attempts to get a lasting peace. We all know that Putin is the aggressor here. We all know that Putin is dragging his feet, not wanting to come to the table, not wanting to reach an agreement. We have to continue to...
Chat, I'm being made to verify my age. Yeah, thanks, Keith. Excellent work. You now have to show your fucking pubes to watch a Twitch stream or something. Fucking Jesus.
Pressure on in every conceivable way, that is in supporting Ukraine with capability and resource, but also ensuring that our sanctions are acting with allies do...
You don't literally need to show your boobs, you need to verify your age. To show that you're over 18, because you wouldn't want any children watching a politics stream or accessing r/cider. Yeah, exactly. Get a VPN. If any VPN companies want to sponsor me, hit me up.
As much damage to the economy in Russia as we can, and pressure that we can put on, we'll continue to do so. But he's absolutely right to raise it, and I thank him for doing so.
That completes Prime Minister's question.
Well, thank fuck for that. That was absolutely appalling. I would stop longer, chat, but I need to go to sleep because I've got to go up for the Ashes in a few hours. Well, I haven't got to, and it's probably going to suck because it's England cricket, so it's obviously going to be fucking dreadful. The Gabba, especially. England are shite. Don't forget, Kev is proudly sponsored by Raytheon. That is obviously true, as one of the synthetic left. Yes. I'll be back tomorrow at some point to do Question Time with maybe Helena or maybe Curtis or maybe neither. I don't know. Could be both, could be either, could be neither. Don't know. Anyway, I'll send you over to James from the internet, who's not usually on when we finish, but there we go. Do you think the war with NATO... Hang on. I don't know, 255. That's quite a heavy question. So, I mean, I don't know is the answer. I could just sort of, you know, hazard a guess and fuck it up or whatever, but I don't want to. Anyway, I'll send you over there on the Twitches. Who am I sending everyone over to on YouTubes? Who's going on YouTubes? This space? Go and check them out. Boom! And I'll see you all tomorrow. Thank you all for listening and watching. Thank you very much for all of your support. I will see you all later. No pass around.